Good morning. My name is Leticia Atkins, and I am a current resident of the Crest here at the Skyland Town Center. This morning, I have the distinct pleasure and honor of introducing Mayor Muriel Bowser. I was also asked to share a few brief remarks about why today is so important to me. I moved here in 2022 with the expectation that this community would be a place that I could call my forever home. I was first impressed with the amenities W.C. Smith provided at the Crest, which featured a pool, a gym, a resident lounge with underground parking, all complemented with quality retail that made city living in Southeast Washington, D.C. such an exceptional experience. Today, I am pleased to be a part of this momentous occasion and excited to participate as a resident in the neighborhood's revitalization and economic growth. This is a personal journey for me as I pursue the path to home ownership here at Skyland. But as I realize that it is the collective community vision that makes the dreams of individuals like mine come to fruition, I am especially grateful. Most importantly, however, I believe that it is also a time that we reflect on and celebrate those individuals who work tirelessly to ensure that the community's vision and dreams of individuals like mine come true. I call them the difference makers. Defined as a person that has a significant impact on the outcome of a situation or the lives of others, a difference maker refers to someone who brings about positive change or influences a situation in a meaningful or noticeable way. Madam Mayor, I would like to thank you for your unwavering support of the Skyland Development Project, because you have truly been a difference maker in your commitment to this project, to this community, and to individuals like me. So without further ado, I would like to bring to you all my mayor, our mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Let's give Leticia a big round of applause. When I drove up, I was looking down at my phone, and then I looked up and saw all of this earth being moved. And I knew that we were in another phase of Skyland's next phase. So I want to thank Leticia and all the residents here at the Crest who have decided to make Skyland their home. And I am just thrilled to be here with so much of the Hillcrest and Ward 7 community. Give yourselves a round of applause. So you've heard me say this before, that I'm the 6th mayor to work on Skyland, and I am the last. And that includes your council member and Mayor Vince Gray, who would love to have been here today, but couldn't be here today. But we want to give him appreciation anyway. So thank you to Mayor Gray. I also want to acknowledge the Marshall Heights Community Development Organization, who's in the house. Give Marshall Heights a big round of applause. I see Carrie Thornhill and so many who have been so crucial to this development. The Hillcrest Community Association. Let's hear for Hillcrest Community Association. All of the ANC commissioners who've been involved, and I know there also have been a series of very dedicated community members who have been involved in this project. You're going to hear from at-large council member and economic development chair, council member Kenya McDuffy. I want to thank you, council member. We've been to the council a number of times to make sure that we could protect the district's investment in this project, the infrastructure, as well as all of the economic development tools that are at play, which I know you're going to hear more about today. We've also been joined by Council Member Anita Bonds, the Council Member for Housing, for Seniors, and for getting things done. Thank you, Council Member Bonds, for being here. I want to give a quick shout out to my big deal team at DMPED. Let's hear for DMPED, led by Deputy Mayor Nina Albert. I have to take a moment just to acknowledge all of the great people in government that make sure projects like this get done. And this has been over a series of many years, but we add them to a series of hard projects. These are the projects I like to say were stuck when I became mayor, and we worked really hard to unstick them. Skyland will be like the poster child of unsticking projects over many years, but it's not alone. The same is true of McMillan. And last week we were at the McMillan Reservoir to open what will be the first in a series of openings. First, the Reservoir Park Recreation Center that Councilmember McDuffy has been so focused on. The same was true at the St. Elizabeth's East Campus, where last week we were at Sycamore and Oak, adding to the entertainment and sports arena, adding to Whitman Walker Health, adding to affordable housing, with a great play space for kids. So we were just excited about that. On Monday, we were in Ward 6 at the waterfront, a project that was also stuck, but now is 450 new homes at the Southwest waterfront, including 1/3 affordable. So we've been busy. We're grateful, and you will hear from development partners, also our partners at Housing Finance and DHCD. I want to acknowledge and thank Colleen Green for being here. And just say this, it's been 10 years since we broke ground here. We've celebrated, as you heard from Leticia, 263 new homes at the Crest. We've welcomed financial institutions with Chase and PNC. We've opened 7 fast casual restaurants, 17 new retail experiences. We've opened the first grocery store east of the river in nearly 20 years with the Lidl. So we're excited about Skyland. And now what the communities have also really fought hard for is we will have 126 new home ownership opportunities right here at Skyland. So I want to thank all, again, who have been so focused on this and just really sticking to it. We'll also have 75 affordable homes for seniors. A new plaza where people can gather and socialize. I understand that we're going to have a new iteration of Kitchen Savages that will be the Savage Breakfast Club, which is amazing. And we know all of this investment from the public sector, from the private sector. I want to thank Rappaport and the Smith companies, who you'll hear from in a little bit. And I want to thank the community for trusting, believing, and fighting for this neighborhood, because when we all work together, we not only get economic development, but we get economic development that enhances the neighborhood and delivers what the people want. And that's what we're here to do, right, McDuffy? Deliver what the people want. Your council member, Kenya McDuffy.
Good morning. I am similarly delighted to be here this morning. As the mayor mentioned, my name is Kenya McDuffy. I am your at-large council member. I'm also the chair of the council's Committee on Business and Economic Development. I also want to recognize my friend and colleague, fellow at-large council member Anita Bonds. Let's give Anita Bonds another round of applause for all the work that she does. It really is good to be with you today on this beautiful day in Ward 7. It's good to be with elected officials who are helping to get these projects, as the mayor said, unstuck. In particular, Anita Bonds and Mayor Muriel Bowser, both of whom, like me, have grown up in the District of Columbia and have seen sites like Skyland and McMillan and others lay dormant for far too long. Being in positions of leadership making sure that you can bring people together, public and private sector, residents, government officials, to make sure that these types of projects are actually moving forward is tremendously fulfilling to me, as I know it is for the residents here in Ward 7. So, as the mayor mentioned on Saturday, we opened Reservoir Park Recreation Center at McMillan. It's a project that is 38 years in the making with still more to come. But that first phase, as the mayor said on Saturday, was focused on the community. And it was, I think, natural to make sure that the first phase that people got access to was the phase that celebrated the community, it celebrated that iconic reservoir over in Ward 5. And here we are today, kicking off the third phase of a project that was first awarded, I believe, back in 2002, Mayor. I needn't regale you all with the tales of the delays, with the legal challenges, with the broken promises that kept this project on ice for far too long. But today we'll focus on completing this third phase, and which I think was more of a marathon than a sprint to get to this point, but the list of thank yous is long. I won't repeat all of the thank yous, but I do want to convey my appreciation to the development team who invited me to take part in this, but also have been steadfast in their commitment to this community over in Ward 7. So thank you to the Smith companies, thank you to Rappaport, and thank you to everybody else who's been part of that development team. Let's give them a round of applause for their efforts over the years. It wasn't too long ago that I sat down with them to talk through the last steps that were needed to get to today, and they were diligent, just that they've been throughout this entire process. In 2014, the council voted to provide tax increment financing proceeds to support this Skyland redevelopment. 10 years later, I'm happy to be here getting you all one step closer to the finish line. And I want to thank someone who the mayor mentioned can't be with us today, but without whom this project would never have come to fruition. And that's my friend and colleague, my former boss, and your Ward 7 council member, Vincent C. Gray. Let's give him another round of applause. I think you all know that he fought for this project for a number of years, over a number of different iterations, wearing a number of different hats, but here we are today, and so I want to make sure that we lift up all his fine work in Ward 7. We thank him for his advocacy, for his leadership, and his knowledge of this community and this project. The Skyland Town Center project is a vital economic development project for Ward 7 and for the District of Columbia, one that I'm proud to have supported many times, including in my vote, along with then Council Member Muriel Bowser, for legislation that created the council's intent with the TIF funds. I also want to again lift up and thank Mayor Muriel Bowser and her team at DMPED, DACD, Colleen, and others for lending, I think, a meticulous, steadfast, steady hand throughout her administration to get us here today as well, because without her, we would not be able to be here to be breaking ground on this third phase. Let's give Mayor Muriel Bowser another round of applause for all her efforts and work. I'm pleased that this next phase is going to bring a number of new and exciting things and amenities to this community in Ward 7, including the 126 new townhomes, the 75 apartments for seniors, and additional retail. You all have waited patiently, I think, and sometimes out of necessity, impatiently, right, Carrie, Deborah, and others, to get to this point today. The completion of this project has been a long time coming. So long, I used to live over in Ward 7 in the Marshall Heights community. I was on the board with Valario and Carrie and Deborah and others when the Washington East Foundation was also part of this team. Marshall Heights picked up the baton, has been running with it to make sure that we got here today. And so to every resident who challenged the government, who challenged me and my colleagues and several different mayors, several different council members, I want to thank you all personally for your efforts. Because it's been your voice, above all, your passion, your grit, that got us here today. So to the development team, as I mentioned, that are continuing these efforts to complete this worthwhile project, keep pushing. To all the residents, keep pushing. We all look forward to coming back here successfully to take part in a ribbon cutting and a grand opening. Thank you all for allowing me to be a part of this today. I think we're going to bring up next Matt Rich with W.C. Smith, who's the Senior Vice President. Matt?
Not sure if I need sunglasses or not. I was told I look better with them on, but I'm going to try and roll with them without. Good morning. I'm Matt Ritz, Senior Vice President at W.C. Smith. On behalf of the Skyland Development Team, I want to welcome you to another milestone occasion for Skyland Town Center, Ward 7, and the District of Columbia. Many of us here can remember a chilly morning in 2014 when then Mayor Vince Gray, Chris Smith, Gary Rappaport, and a host of city and community leaders broke ground at Skyland for the first time. Today, on a not-so-chilly day, we welcome many folks back that were not only here in 2014, but have been here for several momentous occasions. We especially welcome back Mayor Bowser. Mayor Bowser, on past visits, you recognized all the previous mayors, as you did today, who supported Skyland. You also said you'd be the mayor to see Skyland through the finish line. Now, as we break ground on the final phase, I think we can say, Mayor Bowser, you did it. So much has happened at Skyland over the last decade. We delivered the Crest, 263 units, the first market rate project east of the river. We celebrated opening DC's first Lidl grocery store and the first drive-through Starbucks. We've welcomed several dining and retail establishments as discussed today. In fact, we announced 2 new ones today. Savage Breakfast Club with a new restaurant concept from Ward 8 entrepreneur Daryl Gaston, and, as well as Peri Peri Chicken. In addition to the exciting list of retailers, earlier this year we also opened and moved Skyland Workforce Center from across the street. Located just up the street on Town Center Drive, Skyland Workforce Center has been open since 2014 and has provided more than 1,000 jobs to district residents, many of whom live in Ward 7 and 8. Today, we officially launched the last phase of the project, 126 for-sale townhouses, an all-affordable senior building, and 10,000 square feet of more retail. None of this would have been possible without the Hillcrest residents. More than 30 years ago, they had a vision to create a vibrant town center for Ward 7. Since then, Skyland has seen some ups and downs, but we persevered. We've all been unwavering in our commitment to finish this project. Apartments, retail, dining, services, home ownership. Together, we have created a thriving community. On behalf of the partners, W.C. Smith, Rappaport, the Washington East Foundation, Marshall Heights Community Development Organization, Dean Harrison, and Merrick Malone, I want to thank Mayor Bowser, Deputy Mayor Albert, Councilmember Gray, Councilmember McDuffy, and Councilmember Bonds for their steadfast support of the project to get here today. I'd also like to acknowledge the leaders of the key community organizations and many folks, too many to tell, that have been involved in support of the project, especially Babatunde Uyoledi, David Retland from Marshall Heights, Kerry Thornhill from the Washington East Foundation, Valero Johnson and Earl Williams from Hillcrest Community Civic Association, former ANC Chair Tiffany Brown, and current ANC Chair Jamal Pearsall. Thank you all for your support. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank David Morris with their EB5 financing, who's been involved with just about every phase of the project. Please give all those folks a round of applause. Now, on to the fun stuff. Let's get started. Please join me up here for a groundbreaking ceremony. Thank you.
Right here first.